It is my pleasure to welcome Gagan Narang. He is the current favorite sports celebrity of India. He has won 4 gold medals in the recently concluded Commonwealth Games in October in New Delhi, and also a 2-time silver medalist at the Asian Games. And of course, he is the current favorite for the Olympic gold on behalf of India in 2012 Olympics in London. Gagan, it's a pleasure to welcome you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about a bit about your achievements when you were, if I could take you back 10 years. Where did you think you were in terms of your thought processes, in terms of rifle shooting?
Well, I think it all began as a hobby. I think that's how it always begins, as a hobby for every Indian kid. And every Indian kid starts his sport with cricket and then slowly moves on. So it was the same for me. I was into cricket as well, and then slowly shifted to badminton and tennis. And then when I started shooting, I finally stuck onto it, and there's been no looking back since then.
Were your parents the driving force behind this? Because not everybody takes up shooting in India.
Oh, absolutely. I think my parents were a great source of motivation for me. They sold a plot of land which we wanted to build a house on to buy a rifle for me 13 years ago, and I mean, hats off to them. I mean, I wouldn't know a parent who would do that now. I mean, even though the sport is more popular now. So I guess big sacrifice for them, and I think I have done my best to put a smile on their face.
It's interesting you say that, because even now, after the sport becoming more popular with people like you winning the awards, even today I don't think parents would be willing to sacrifice their hard-earned living for the benefit of the kids, because it's an unsure thing. What made your parents and you so sure that this is going to be a career?
Well, I think at some point of time, every parent has to make a choice as to what they want their kids to do. And my parents had to make a choice when I was heading for my national championships, whether I would give my exams or head for the national championships. And they were not too convinced of me going there. But I was fortunate to have a good principal who finally had the last word and said that I will go. So I think support has to be within the system. It comes from the system, whether it be a teacher or it be a parent or it be a coach or a mentor, whoever. So I think support has to start from there, and I've been fortunate enough to be in a system that worked for me. The idea and the challenge would be to create a system for every individual, which lay the part down for them, and then say, okay, now you're done with your studies. This is what you have to see, what you want to do. There was a time in my career where I had to choose between sport and studies, and I chose sport because my parents said, okay, we're happy if you are passing in your examinations, and basic education is a must, and in case you want to give it your best in sport and see where it takes you, then now is the opportunity. So I cashed in on that opportunity, and I am here now. So I guess every parent has to make the plunge.
When you look at aspiring sports persons and they look up to you, these are individual sports. So the opportunity to be successful and make money in terms of career is not very easy. So we have your example, we have Mateen in billiards, we have Saina in shuttle badminton, and Sania Mirza in the tennis. But there are only 1 or 2 in each game. How do you give advice and encouragement, if you may, to the aspiring sports persons to take up this kind of sport? Is there other avenues that if you don't hit the gold medal or the silver medal, you can still make decent enough living?
Well, instead of encouraging the sportsmen, I would encourage corporates and people who are in a position to support. Sport is the only way to churn out national heroes in a non-war scenario. I mean, if you have to raise your country's flag without war, I think sport is the only way to do it. And people who are in a position to support this kind of a movement should come forward, take up every sport, and make the peak into the base of the pyramid. I mean, that's how you have to expand in a way to have more Saina Nehwals or more Gagan Narangs or more Abhinav Bindras, so that people can look up to them and want to take up to sport.
The other aspect of sports is the sports management itself, which has taken a different turn in India within the last decade, right? So you don't necessarily have to be a sports winner or sports person, so to speak. Do you see those kind of opportunities opening up now that you are the winner, you're being managed by the people?
Oh, absolutely. I'm working on a few things to make my sport a little more spectator friendly. Shooting has been a very solitary sport, and only a fellow shooter would know what a shooter has to go through. But I think I want to change that. I want to make it more spectator friendly, more sellable, and that is when this sport will also be able to better market itself and explore the business possibilities.
That brings in my last question, which is about entrepreneurship. There are obviously opportunities in sports for new and emerging entrepreneurs. Where do you see those opportunities for young and emerging entrepreneurs to get into this arena?
Well, I think the most easiest for an entrepreneur to take up would be cricket, because it's become a business already, and it's a unique blend of business and sport. So that's one example that people can learn from, and also apply it in their own little way that they can contribute into other sport as well. So I think making other sports popular would be the key, and there's a huge market out there to be explored.
Gagan, thank you so much. I think on behalf of everybody here, and especially the billion plus Indians who are going to, wishing you the very best for the gold medal for 2012.
Thank you very much.